The Louisville Juneteenth Jubilee Commission honored several members of our community. Listening sessions were held for public input on the Safe Louisville Community Commitment, and Metro TV celebrated Solid Waste Week. All that and more on Louisville This Week. I'm John Ramsey, Director of City Partnerships. Mayor Craig Greenberg and the Juneteenth Jubilee Commission presented awards to 4 outstanding members of our community.
So we have 4 awards to present today. The first award is the Antiquity Award, which honors past leaders who have created a legacy of success, leading with confidence and brilliance, and who have laid the foundation for today and tomorrow's movement into the future. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming the amazing Diane Porter, this year's winner of the Antiquity Award. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating this year's Now Award recipient, Johnetta Roberts. The Hope Award looks to the future and celebrates a leader who is guided by passion and dares to soar. She is passionate about our city. She loves her home and her neighborhoods in South Louisville. Please join me in welcoming the amazing Dawn G. And the final award is the Village Award, presented to a local organization that celebrates community. The recipient organization serves high school students by providing tutoring, preparing students for college, and guiding students to financial well-being. Please join me in welcoming Dwayne Robertson to the stage to accept this year's Village Award on behalf of the Tiger Foundation.
For the 5th year in a row, the Louisville Visual Arts Commission hosted a Juneteenth camp to connect children with our nation's history. We all have fantastic memories of summer camp. Well, this year, Louisville Visual Arts and Waterfront Park have gotten together with a partnership that produces a very unique summer camp that I promise is nothing but fun and educational. Danielle Jackson joins us now. All right, Danielle, this summer camp is a little bit unique. Talk about the focus, if you would.
All right, so this summer camp focuses on the Juneteenth holiday, as you can see on our lovely coloring book made by artist Kayla Britt. And so we're talking about the Juneteenth holiday the week before the holiday, just so they can go into that week with some celebration and some appreciation for the holiday with some knowledge about it. So we talk all about equality and self-love and treating each other how we want to be treated while making art projects that are all about that. So we just finished our Crown project that's all about the Crown Act. That was passed in 2019. We've learned all about that in the acronym, which is creating a responsible and open world for natural hair. We've also talked a lot about history of hair, history of the bridge and our location, as well as the significance of the Ohio River. So our location couldn't have been any better.
You know, Danielle, what I find interesting also is, yes, we're celebrating Juneteenth, but you're doing it with a little bit of a Louisville slant too. Yeah. I heard names like Ed Hamilton, the famous artist. Of course, Muhammad Ali is involved. Talk a little bit about how you make this more Louisville-centric.
Oh yeah, so we typically will take a field trip over to the Ed Hamilton sculpture of Abraham Lincoln when we talk about the Emancipation Proclamation, and then we highlight some local artists who have really helped pave the way for Louisville artists like myself to just do the work that we do and continue to engage with the community. It's been awesome.
You know, when I think of summer camp, and I talked about this when we opened up this segment with you, it's fun, but it is educational too, which I love the combination, because I'm looking at kids who are smiling, having fun, but they're learning at the same time. So you mentioned this Crown artist work, and I'm not really familiar. So tell me, that's what they're working on now, is that correct?
So we just wrapped up that project, and now we're working on some model magic clay sculpting, but some of them are sculpting crowns. So I just let them be open and create 3D arts based on anything that they've learned this week, anything that's inspiring them around them, the setting that we're in right now. So some are sculpting crowns, some are sculpting Joe's Crab Shack, some are sculpting sunsets in the bridge. But yeah, so the Crown Act was passed in 2019 to make it illegal to discriminate against natural hair styles in the workplace. So it allows us to wear braids, twists, afros, and still be professional in the workplace. So it's been awesome. And I think it really loops in really well with the Juneteenth holiday because we're talking about equality, we're talking about self-love, we're talking about the differences that we have, but also still finding a sense of community with those differences.
You know, I feel your passion, and these kids, that's contagious, so I love that. So talk a little bit about this backdrop that we have, the Ohio River. Do you implement the river at all in this week-long camp?
So the first day we talk about the significance of the Ohio River specifically because this is the divider between the North and the South. So we do talk about the fact that when enslaved people were on their quest for freedom, once they got to the other side from the South to the North, that signified that they were in a place that was marked as free. So we talk about that, the privilege of being free, and then just how grateful we are to be free and to be able to all gather in this space and make friends, make diverse friends from all walks of life.
If you had to articulate, Danielle, about what's important about Juneteenth, it is an important holiday, it's a celebration. To you personally, what does Juneteenth mean to you when you talk to your friends about celebrating?
Juneteenth means freedom, and not just freedom for some, but freedom for everybody. It's a God-given right that we all are entitled to, and so it just means freedom, it means celebration, it means equality and joy, and joy is an act of resistance to me. So I make art that's all about the resilience of joy, and specifically Black joy as a form of celebration and resistance through adversity. So I love Juneteenth. I love that we have our own date to celebrate freedom, and I still celebrate 4th of July too, but it's good to have our own as well.
Well, on behalf of the city and the folks that are watching, thank you for what you do, because working with kids is so vital. And for them to understand, to feel good about themselves, to instill pride is what you are doing. You know, it's a big task, but I bet it's a lot of fun.
It is, and honestly, it comes easy because I feel a lot of pride in myself. I try to incorporate self-love and self-pride to all my kids and teach them that they are divine just as much as I see light in myself. I see that same light in them, and we're all just gonna keep shining out here.
Well, Danielle, thank you very much.
No problem.
Danielle Jackson, once again, this is a combination of, yes, Waterfront Park, but Louisville Visual Arts, and as you can see, they're working on art projects as we speak. We are celebrating Solid Waste Week with a look at some of the people who keep our city running.
My name's Mary Burton. I'm a Packer driver. I've been here 5.5 years.
I am Chris Sullivan. I am with Solid Waste Management Enforcement.
My name is Robert Clayton. I work for Swims on the DAT truck, better known as the dead animal truck.
I'm Jaron Bonifine, and I work for Clean Collaborative.
My name is Robert Kennedy. I'm an equipment operator. I've been with the city a year and a half. I love my job.
Been with Louisville Metro for 19 years now. Over my time with Louisville Metro, I've met a lot of wonderful people along the way.
I like the people that I work with, the people in the community. It just becomes like family oriented.
People here are easy to work with. They don't mind teaching you. You learn by the employees and by your superiors.
Learned a whole lot about this city, and we have some really great residents that are very enthusiastic and very proud of their communities. It's a partnership.
We need the community's help. Volunteers and just different things, like just making sure that we all do our part. Like you said, we all want a clean city. We want our kids to grow up in a clean city, and our nieces, nephews, and everybody else.
It's challenging, but I mean, I'm up for any challenge.
Just be cautious sometime when you see our truck stop. Kind of slow down because we are doing something positive for the community.
The city is holding listening sessions to help identify the qualities and qualifications needed for the independent monitor that would help implement the community commitment that is part of the Safe Louisville Plan. There's still another opportunity to take part in the listening sessions. The public is always welcome to speak at Louisville Metro Council meetings.
Hello, I'm Metro Council Clerk Sonia Harvard. Metro Council meetings and Metro Council committee meetings are held at Historic City Hall at the corner of 6th and Jefferson Streets. To attend a meeting, you can enter City Hall's main entrance on 6th Street between Jefferson and Market. Persons with accessibility needs can enter City Hall via Congress Alley. After a quick security check, visitors to City Hall will take elevators to the 3rd floor Metro Council chambers. The Metro Council chambers can hold 141 people during a meeting. Each person attending is required to be seated during the meeting and cannot bring signs larger than an 8.5 by 11-inch piece of paper. People attending Metro Council meetings are allowed to sign up to speak in advance with the Metro Council Clerk's office. Otherwise, outside participation by guests is not allowed unless those guests are invited in advance by a member of the Metro Council as part of a meeting recognition. We look forward to seeing you at a Metro Council meeting.
The Affordable Housing Lien Forgiveness Pilot Program is designed to ease and motivate the transfer of vacant residential properties to responsible community ownership.
Everybody at work is talking about this.
Our motto is, if we don't have you in the first 10 feet, then it's not your house.
Look at this, the first time I seen one of these.
That's why we put so much into what you see here today. I like this neighborhood. It's an established neighborhood. You're close to the park.
This is the same neighborhood Tony was riding his bike up.
Oh,
the
yeah,
street on,
yeah,
so,
yeah.
That was one of the reasons that this place was special to us.
We had already built up a rapport with the owners. Originally, we were trying to get it to where they can actually keep the house. They didn't act. It got so bad that you can actually see the snow from the inside of the house. It was just too much for them, and they called me and asked me if I would buy the house from them.
Oh, wow. You are kidding me.
They had $28,000 worth of code enforcement, just a few thousand in back taxes. This has come up a lot. Once you find out that it's not a clear title and you have a lot of code enforcement on, essentially it kills most deals. And it was just about the same time that this program was coming up available, and I was like, well, this will be a perfect one for that program.
This is the first fully finished project. He had a 12-month time period, and it was complete within 6 months.
Because we had so much rot on the back side,
Yeah, I remember that.
we had to replace the whole back wall, so we just built up and put these 2 bedrooms up there.
You guys are something else, man. We hear from people stating that these liens against these vacant properties stop the development of them. So, we've been in talks with people that have constantly tried to rehab properties or try to purchase properties and then come across these liens, and that's the barrier.
I knew it was going to be a game changer. I knew more deals would get done, essentially in the neighborhoods that I believe in.
Because of this program, the rehab of this property, which looks new, by the way, is possible.
It's like coverage, Dad.
Man.
It was only on the market for 48 hours. I try all kinds of stuff. I go to the Home-A-Ramas, and I think, and I've got all kinds of stuff I'm going to try, and I'm just waiting on the house to do it in. Oh. It's under contract. 48 hours. That's a record for us. The owners were able to walk away with a substantial amount of money on a house that normally they wouldn't get anything on. So they were really happy. So it turned out to be a win for them, a win for us, a win for the neighborhood, and a win for the city.
The Louisville Divine 9 Black Greek fraternities and sororities partnered with Dare to Care to deliver food to several local communities.
It is partying with a purpose.
You're supposed to get two.
This is what's called the Agape Day of the Juneteenth celebration.
We had 200 members from fraternities and sororities that volunteer throughout the day.
And we come out and offer love.
Basically, it's us pouring out the love that we have to our community, pouring out the love we have to Louisvillians, pouring out the love we have to each other.
Whether it's coming together in partnership with Dare to Care to help other families, or whether it's coming together in any other way, that's what this is all about. And we're working hard every day to do that in a way that makes our city safer, stronger, and healthier.
We've been doing this for at least the past 8-9 years. We're all college graduates and we're all professionals in some field. And one of the tenets of all of the Divine Nine is service and volunteer work. This community has given to us, and we like to make sure that we give back to them.
I love coming out here every year. So many great friends at the Divine Nine, and doing it in partnership with Dare to Care to help others. It's just a really wonderful day.
I'm very excited, especially, this is actually a work day, so people have taken days off, time off to come out and serve the community. And this is one way that we can touch a lot of lives and a lot of folks.
Here's a look at several events going on around our community. Wagner incoming senior Daniel Ura's love of tennis began with a boredom of chess. Now he's one of the best tennis players in the Commonwealth and making school history.
Wagner incoming senior Daniel Ura's introduction to tennis is an interesting one. It starts with a board game.
So my dad was a very good chess player and he signed me up for chess classes. I only was in chess classes with like 5 people, but in the outside I could see like 20 kids with rackets and balls playing tennis, and that looked way more fun. So I just said to my mom one day, I want to play tennis, and my mom signed me up the very next day.
This all happened in his home country of Cuba. He fell in love with the sport when he was 7 years old, despite the limitations on accessibility.
I had a ton of love for the game in Cuba. I was only able to play in a decent court like once a week on Saturdays, and I had to travel to do that.
When he eventually came to the US 3 years ago, at first, he was unaware of how tennis worked in this country.
I actually didn't know like anything about regionals or playing for high school, and that's why I didn't even play my freshman year.
So during his sophomore year, when he came out to try out for the tennis team at Wagner, his first practice was a memorable one.
The first time I saw him hit a tennis ball, we were just having a regular practice, and I'm used to beginner players showing up. I see this kid coming out on the court. He's got 2 rackets in his backpack, pulls one out, and comes over to the court.
Then Wagner head coach Scott Gilmore noticed this kid is not a beginner.
I noticed this really deep, heavy topspin ball, and I'm like, oh, okay, coming over here, hit with me for a little bit, and let's see what you got.
A few moments later,
and I knew as soon as I started hitting the ball with him, I had to change the schedule because we didn't have anybody on there that would provide any competition for him.
Fast forward to this past tennis season, and Ura's game is in full swing. He became the first Wagner tennis player to play for a state title in decades. Unfortunately, his season would end in the quarterfinals. Despite the state tourney run, for next year, he wants more than just another invitation.
I don't feel finished yet. I mean, job is not done. Tennis is a hard sport, and it's not accessible for like everyone. So I feel so glad I've been helped throughout my way, but job's not done yet.
He's just a very, very talented kid. More than that, I mean, his work ethic is just off the charts. It's gonna be a sad day when he graduates, so I'm enjoying every moment that I get to work with him. He's a big highlight.
Luckily, that's a next year problem.
Yeah, that's right.
June is Immigrant Heritage Month, and we're celebrating with stories from some of the international students we are fortunate enough to have in our community.
Hello, my name is Guy Alengu. I'm from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Actually, I'm living in Louisville, and it has been 3 years since I'm in the United States of America, and 2 years since I'm in Louisville. And actually, I'm studying at Jefferson Community College, and I'm doing cybersecurity, and I'm enjoying my life here in Louisville. I got a master's degree in Democratic Republic of Congo, and I moved in the US here in Louisville to study. And my family still live in Congo, and my brother was living here in Louisville. And I was living before in the state of Maine, and I joined my brother here in Louisville, and I'm living here. Actually, I'm keeping with my school in Jefferson Community College, and when I will be done next semester, and I'm planning to go to the University of Bellarmine. I'm so excited and waiting to keep on with my achievements. My first impression was I always loved big city, and I could not imagine I can fall in love in Louisville as I'm feeling right now. The community I love the diversity, and that diversity is very present in my college, and I feel like my college really represents the diversity of Louisville also, because we have the multicultural people from everywhere, and there is people who speaking a lot of language, like myself too. And I really love the diversity of people and the community, how people exchange with you, and the way people from Louisville are so open with immigrant people. The immigrant heritage for me, it's to succeed from very far away.
Hello, my name is Benji Charles. I'm an immigrant from Haiti. I'm currently a senior at Spartan University studying criminal justice. Me and my family first moved to Louisville in 2015. We were living in South Carolina at the time. We were living in South Carolina because my dad brought me and one of my other sisters to America, and one of his cousins was in Kentucky at the time, and he said, why don't you just come to Kentucky instead? You'll find more job opportunities and your kids will probably have a better education. So he just packed everybody else and said, let's come to Kentucky. And I would say at first, my settling in Kentucky was not very well because school, I didn't really fit in as I did in South Carolina. So I ended up having to move out of Kentucky by myself, leaving my family behind. I moved to Maryland, and then 2 years later, in 2017, I came back again. And then that's when I said, I'll try to fit in this time around. And that is exactly what I did. I came back to Kentucky. I went to Dawes High School. That's where I met one of my best friend, Kenny. And that's when I really started to get into what Kentucky life was and what being in America was. And I think what made me able to fit in this time around was that I became willing to say, I'm in America and I will have to make the best of opportunity and be able to be uncomfortable in any situation that is thrown at me. When I hear immigrant heritage, in my head, I hear America, because the reason America is because of immigrants. That is what I see it as. And Immigrant Heritage Month simply means that from the very, very first beginning of the very first immigrants that came to America, that month is acknowledging everybody from the very first day.
Mayor Greenberg is keeping the public informed with his weekly Mayor's Minute.
Hey Louisville, it's been a great week. We celebrated Juneteenth, and our Juneteenth Jubilee Commission gave out some awards to some well-deserving individuals who have given so much back to our community. And Rachel and I are thrilled to be here this morning with the Divine Nine and Dare to Care, giving back to the community. We also hosted the first public listening session as part of our community commitment, giving residents a chance to shape the future of local government, how we improve public safety and improve policing and all of our city government. We also announced this week a special ceremony on June 28th at 10 a.m. to honor Tom Jurich and his legacy at U of L and Louisville sports. And speaking of Louisville, a shout out to the U of L baseball team. They represented Louisville with pride. What a great season. Go Cards, we are so proud of you. And finally, Rachel and I hope to see you tomorrow for the Pride Parade and Pride Foundation Festival as we celebrate love and the vibrant spirit of our city.
You're never at a loss for something to do in Louisville. Roseanne Maston with Louisville Tourism has suggestions for what you might enjoy this month.
Hi, I'm Roseanne Maston with Louisville Tourism. Here are a few things happening around Louisville this week. Enjoy free bluegrass at the Pickin' Paristown series on June 20th with the Dean Osborne Band. The Pickin' Paristown series is held the third Friday of each month at Paristown Point. The Kentuckiana Pride Festival and Parade returns on June 21st. As one of the largest LGBTQ+ events in Kentucky, celebrate with a parade in Nulu, then hit Waterfront Park at Big Four Bridge for the ticket event, which includes a vendor marketplace, food trucks, and live music until 10 p.m. WFPK Waterfront Wednesday returns on June 25th with Anderson East, the Kentucky Gentlemen, and Candy Jenkins. Music starts at 6 p.m. for this free event held at the Waterfront Park at Big Four Bridge. June 28th is the return of Kentucky Craft Bash, your passport to more than 50 breweries, each bringing their A game with close to 200 beers. From classic Kentucky brews that you know you love to experimental creations, there is something for everyone. Also, all summer long is the free Kentucky Shakespeare Festival in Old Louisville's Central Park. This season marks the 65th anniversary season with 3 primary plays, Much Ado About Nothing, Hamlet, and Cymbeline. Food and beverage vendors will be available before the 8 p.m. performances. You can find out more details about these events and others at gotolouisville.com. Just click on the calendar of events.
Copper wire theft is robbing us of our safety. Thieves are targeting our essential infrastructure, darkening roadways, disrupting emergency services, shutting down internet networks, and causing over $1 million in damages just last year. Copper wire theft is illegal. Mayor Craig Greenberg's Copper Wire Theft Task Force is getting results, but your help is needed. If you see something suspicious, call Crime Stoppers at 502-582-CLUE. You could get a $5,000 reward. We went out on the streets of Louisville to ask people what is their favorite summer Louisville activity.
And my favorite thing to do in Louisville in the summer is go to any networking event or function in Nulu.
And my favorite summer activity is Waterfront Wednesday.
Kentucky State Fair. My favorite activity during the summer in Louisville is probably going to the Louisville Bats games with family and friends.
My favorite summer event is the Louisville Orchestra 4th of July concert.
My favorite Louisville summer activity is definitely Bourbon and Beyond. A must-do if you love good music and good bourbon.
And my favorite summer activity in Louisville is Downs After Dark at Churchill Downs. And just going with friends and watching the races and getting drinks. It's just such a good summer activity. So that's my favorite.
Louisville Metro Animal Services has several dogs, cats, kittens, and puppies that are looking for a good home. Thank you for watching Louisville This Week. Please share Metro TV with your family and friends and ask them to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X, and download our app on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Have a wonderful week.